It's Triple Crown here, Friday, January 24th, 2025 in the ATL. I've traveled 6.5 hours south to Atlanta, Georgia for Culture Collision. You can see my brand new buying sign I'm debuting here at this show. Still have the tablecloth, 3 showcases, and I even brought back my value box for this one. Should be the first of many great shows I'll be setting up at here in 2025. Spent the last few weeks shopping around various local shows, getting some cards for this one, and I'm expecting big things here for my 2025 setup debut. There's a lot to get into today. I'm going to waste no more time and get into the action. Well, I took my own words to heart on Thursday before I shot that first clip, and I picked up this card for my collection. Wasted no time. The very first table that I stop at while I'm saying hello to Logan Great Sports Cards, I turn around and I see this awesome Lions setup. And what do I find? An Amon-Ra St. Brown NT True RPA. PSA 810. Last year at Culture Collision, I saw one of these in a PSA 9. The seller wanted $1,900 for this. And when I saw that price tag, I'm like, as much as I would love to have this card in my collection, I don't love it for that money, and I definitely cannot justify it. I saw this guy who had all these Lions. He was a Lions fan. We talked about the disappointing end to the season. And I had to ask him how much for the Amon-Ra St. Brown RPA. He told me that he paid $600 for it. In fact, he showed me the sale of where he paid exactly $600 for it. And he kind of implied that he just wanted to get his money back. He didn't give me a set price, and I asked for clarification. Okay, well, what are you actually asking for this? And he said, yeah, I'd take $600 for it. I'll be firm at that number. And that to me was a no-brainer. I said, done. I sent him $600 on Venmo, and that was it. I walked out with a big-time PC card in the span of about 10 minutes of being into the show. I hadn't even gone over to my table yet to set my stuff down. I just saw that card and had to make sure it was mine before anything else. That was a good indicator this was going to be a great show. But now it's time to actually start selling some things to justify this big purchase to start off the festivities this weekend.
Would you do 2,500?
I would not do that. I wouldn't be close. While I'm still trying to finish setting up, I'm already getting asked about my Joe Burrow Contenders auto. It's a PSA 8 with a 10 auto grade. It's the championship ticket variation. It's numbered to 25. Mine happens to be the bookend, 25 of 25. I have it stickered at $3,500, which I think is a fair price. Is it below what the last sale of the card was? No, it was not. But here's what he wants to go off of as I show you the sales here. The most recent one was just over $3,000, an unsealed copy, which probably means that someone cracked it out of the redemption magnetic that it came in, saw that it probably wouldn't grade all that well, and decided to just sell it raw. That's typically what happens on this type of card. And I saw that sale while I was pricing out that Burrow, and I tried to average it out with everything else. I looked at where the card was before the start of the season. There was a couple of sales during the season, and I'm taking all of these things into account when I am pricing my cards. I actually had a discussion on Twitter about this where someone was asking, well, what's wrong with the whole last sale thing? And the reason that I usually take exception to it is because the last sale thing is always used by some kind of narrative, that manipulates the situation, right? We're only looking at that last sale because that is the only sale that is relevant to the buyer that fits their narrative. We're not looking at the market as a whole. And just because it last sold for that doesn't mean that I'm guaranteed to get that number again. It also doesn't mean that that is the end-all be-all price, because if it was, then no card would ever go up in value. Everything would always be lower than the last sale until it went to zero. These cards don't just magically go up in price overnight. I'm going to hold my ground on this one. That was one of my resolutions for the new year, was to hold my ground on these types of cards. I have a feeling I know what else he's going to say, and I've come prepared to combat some of these questions that I'm going to get about the card assuredly throughout this show.
So what will you do?
It's going to be closer to sticker, probably like 33.
The only thing, I just seen a raw. I get it as raw, but I feel like 8 and the raw is kind of like close to each other.
Yeah.
They did like 3K. So.
What was the one before that?
Talking about the sealed one.
Yeah, there's another graded one too. There's a sealed one.
There was a sealed one that did 57, but I mean that's sealed. And then and I'm pretty sure they think it's a chance to grade it.
Of course.
Then the 9.5 did 7K, and then a PSA 9 also did 5,600.
Yeah. I follow them pretty closely because I'm always looking for more. But yeah, I wouldn't be close to that.
Can I see this card? Yeah, I just saw the last 3K though. It kind of kills it. I get December though, late December. I don't know where they were at in the season.
He asked where it was during the season. Well, we just discussed that. In fact, he read off all those sales to me of where they were during the season. So we both know where they are. I mean, he just looked at it. I already knew it coming in. He was showing me it again. Like, I think it's pretty clear where the sales were during the season. But that last one at 3K, it only kills it if I let it kill it. I'm sure that if it was in his case or someone else's case, that it would probably be stickered at 4, 45, or 5K, because I've seen it happen too many times before. And I was actually talking about this with a guy who was digging through my value boxes. He was listening in on the conversation that I have the same conversation all the time at shows. I don't want to have to defend my cards. In fact, it makes me less likely to want to move on them and to work with someone when I'm constantly having to defend my cards. And this negotiation tactic of trying to wear them down and, act like those other sales don't exist and pretending like this 3K sale is gospel on this card, I'm not falling for it. I'm not going to do it. And I'll get my number on this card.
Yeah, the top left is what kills it. Thank you, bro.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you. By the way, I did sell that burrow for $3,200 later in the show, so I guess that 3K sale didn't really kill it after all. This one here?
It's a crazy looking thing.
Yeah, Cherry Blossom. They're from what is it called? The Japan Edition tops.
Gotcha. Right. Mark McGuire. Right on. I'm going to take these 3 judges and that Caitlin. Gibbs.
It's a sneaky one.
The Pandora lamp. I'm gonna grab this one here.
Yeah, go for it.
I think that'll do me.
All right.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Let's see what you got.
Oh, I didn't see that old Tony.
Gonna grab that one too.
Yeah. Do what now? So it's just price points, pretty much.
Yeah.
If it matches it, it's good.
I had a feeling based on the selection you had.
They got the big roller door closed today. Oh my god, I was freezing yesterday.
Oh, was it?
Oh. The closer that way you went, obviously the colder it got.
It was fair. Yeah.
What was that Gibbs? Was it number? I never seen this card.
No, they're case hits out of Legacy. Yeah. Do you do well even moving like base stuff like this on there too?
Always have to lot it together.
Oh, okay, I gotcha. So you put
do
2.
Progressive lots, so you put 2 up. If it gets a $3 bid, you just keep adding cards. As long as they're going up like $2, $3 at a time, you just keep adding.
I gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay, so as they bid, you add more.
Add more. Yeah. It takes a little bit longer, but
smart.
Some Jordan lots go absolutely crazy. You get like $15 a card on commons.
Oh, I bet.
Yeah, it's crazy.
How I do my value boxes is I put $1 through $10 cards in there, but everything is priced 1, 2, 3, 5, or 10. And really, I try to move it down from the previous number. For example, if it's a $2 card, it goes in there for $1. I want to make sure the value boxes actually have value to them. And then when someone builds a big stack like this gentleman has here, what I'll do is I'll take his big stack and I will sort them by price based on each of those numbers and then multiply it up. So if he has 15 $1 cards, that's $15. If he has 20 $2 cards, that's $40. And that allows me to add it up with the total of the slabs and the raw cards that he already pulled out and gets us to our total much faster.
I would say that guy's probably like top 5.
Oh, Bo. Everybody buys Bo.
They love him.
Got the 861. I get an even 850.
Good to me.
workout if you get enough in that backpack, carrying it around.
Oh yeah. Yesterday was crazy. Thank you.
Absolutely, thank you, sir. $8.50 is a very solid first sale of the day for me. This gentleman was awesome to work with, very friendly. I enjoyed our conversation greatly and really kind of set the tone for the day. I mean, that conversation puts me in a good mood. That's what makes the shows fun for me. I love picking the brains of other people, kind of figuring out how they see things, and maybe it inspires some ideas of my own, and really just chatting in general. It's the part of the shows that I really do enjoy the most.
Hey, skip up the Hank Aaron.
Yeah,
I know it's been a while since the direct.
Yeah.
So you seem to be somewhere in the middle of the direct in your number. Did you see it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Honestly,
I would not. I'm going to be pretty close. I would do $8.50 on it, but that's good. Yeah. The card in question here is my Hank Aaron 101 autograph that I purchased in my Troy, Ohio card show vlog up on the channel. I talked about how I need a bit of patience with this one. I talked about bringing it down here for Culture Collision. What better place to sell a card of the Hammer than Atlanta, Georgia? Now, I didn't expect it to be asked about this soon, but I knew that direct sale was probably going to come up eventually on that card, and I'm still going to hold my ground on it. There are times where I think a card won't go for as much the next time it sells, and there are also times where I feel like that direct sale was a bit cheap on that one. That is exactly what I felt like with that Aaron, and I'm very confident that I'm going to get my number on this one. It might not be right now, but I'm going to try my best, and worst case scenario, I keep the card.
it's for my buddy. I'm just going to straight up send him the comps and call him real quick and see what he wants to do.
Yeah, no worries. The fact that he didn't immediately walk away means that he will entertain my price. There are times where I'm in this situation where someone will reference a sale, or at least I know that they're about to reference a sale based on their verbiage and what they're about to say, and I'll tell them straight up, I'm not going to be below that one. They say, oh, okay, thank you, and then they walk away from it. He hasn't walked away. That's encouraging to me that we might be able to actually get something done on this one.
$750 definitely wouldn't work, right?
Yeah, $850 is going to be the best.
Okay.
Well,
let me call him. We pretty much have to just go off the, like, you basically value it just to make sense. The other one, I just sent you a screenshot of the other comps. We would have to pay $850. Do you do anything digital?
I have Venmo.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah. Just as long as it's friends and family.
Yeah, for sure. Let me, I did actually, there were like two little guys I wanted to eye up real quick.
Yeah, for sure.
Stadium Club Pro.
I had a feeling Hank wouldn't last down here.
Yeah.
I didn't know he'd be gone that quickly, but...
My buddy does a baseball read.
Okay.
And he called me and he's like, I need 5 cards that are like in the 700 to 1,000 range. So that's pretty badass.
Yeah, I think someone would be pretty happy to get a Hank Aaron 101.
I think so too. I
do really like the style of the gentleman that I am working with here. Both him and the person who he's talking to on the phone who's looking for cards for his repack. Look, his goal is simple. He wants 5 cards between $750 and $1,000 for his repack. Just talking to him, I can tell that he wants cards that people would really be happy with, things that would pop out as a chaser. And even if he has to pay a little bit of a premium for them, within reason, of course, he doesn't mind doing that. I think that is sometimes lost. A lot of repackers out there, I don't think, realize that you don't have to make money on every single card in a repack. I mean, if you buy 100 cards, not all 100 of them have to be profitable. As long as the sum is greater overall when you go to sell the packs and you make more good deals than you make bad ones, then you're going to still come out ahead. And having nice quality cards in your repack is going to help sell them better than it would be if you're just getting good deals on everything and getting things that maybe have one sale that you can manipulate to your favor.
Is there any chance you would do $80 on that guy?
Dominguez?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine.
Cool. Baseball autos are missing.
Just some cheaper ones up here. Probably not what you're looking for, I'm guessing. I have that Rosarena.
Maybe that Maddox. Nothing like crazy wrong with this thing, right?
No, you can take it out too.
It looks fine. Yeah. Just nothing enough that he operates on TikTok and he gets hit with chargebacks sometimes for like dumb stuff. Yeah, it's really annoying.
If you're looking for nicer ones, I've got those 3 down there: the Hunter Green, the Bo Jackson, and the Goldie.
290 on that one as well.
Yeah, that's cool.
Thank you.
Yep, packed. He does not have a Dynasty card in a Royals uniform.
Really? Okay.
It's only White Sox and the California Angels.
Interesting.
which I feel like is just a huge missed opportunity. But
Any chance you get the 350 on that one?
I would do 4 on it.
Yeah. All right, I gotta hold off. But thank you though.
No worries.
Maybe the Goldschmidt. It's up 5. Why not? 90 work on that one. The only one I can find is 96.
Only because you're taking the other ones, yeah. That's fine.
Thank you.
Did I really want to try to get to 100 on that Goldschmidt? Yeah, I did, but I'm kind of just reading the room a little bit here. He already bought the Hank Aaron autograph, or at least he's agreed to terms at 850 on it. I got my number there, gave me my number on the Maddox, gave me my number on the Dominguez, exactly where I wanted to be. Should I really try to squeeze him for $10 more here when we already have a pretty large sale in the works? No, to me, it just doesn't make sense to do that. Like, if I can sacrifice $10 here to make this deal happen, then that's more than fair. Plus, he's been incredibly nice. He's been great to work with. I'd like to work with him in the future if we cross paths again. And because of that, I'm not going to push for an extra 10 here. It just wouldn't make sense for really any benefit besides a short-term $10 gain.
Sorry, I brought it's my brother's first time here, or at any show that's more than 20 tables.
Oh. That's got to be a little shock when he first walks in.
Yeah.
If you have a question, sir, feel free to ask.
Cool. All right, so we had a 90, 90, 90, and 850.
You got 80 on this.
Oh yeah, sorry. Yeah, thank you.
So 260 plus 850.
Yep, 1110.
Yep.
Cool. There you go.
You're good, man.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Appreciate it. Good luck this weekend.
You too, man.
I'll stop by as it goes too, see if you grab anything new.
Absolutely. Enjoy the rest of the show.
Thanks, you too.
I enjoy your channel, by the way.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, man.
Greatly enjoyed that interaction. That gentleman was a pleasure to do business with, and it was also a nice little confidence boost for me to get my number on that errand. I'm kind of taking a little bit more of a refined approach here in 2025, but it was nice to know that I looked at that card, did see the sales history on it, but I felt like there was more to be said than what was reflected in the numbers. I kind of figured what I could put the card out at, what I would take for it, and kind of imagining what that sale would look like. And the plan came together really to perfection. I couldn't have asked for much more on that. It's extremely rewarding for me. That means that I, at least in this case, am doing well with my analysis, making sure that I'm making smart buys, especially on these larger cards. And hopefully I can now build upon that. It's one thing to do it once, but success comes when you do it repeatedly. And that's going to be my goal here going forward throughout the show. I'm going to go ahead and split the part here because I believe the next deal that I show is going to be a longer clip, and I don't really want this video to go more than 20 minutes. So we'll have to continue on with day 1 more in part 2. Thank you so much for tuning in today. I'll see you later this week with more from Culture Collision 2025. Take care, stay safe, be kind.